So your name, age, and occupation.
Hi, my name's George Gallagher. I'm 25. I live here in Homer, Alaska. I'm a yurt builder. I do the compression rings that all the rafters go into, the yurt frames. I've been in Homer a couple years now. It's definitely a beautiful city. What's next?
Occupation, age.
Yeah, I'm 25.
You did occupation.
Yeah, I got that part.
Okay, experience. What experience do you have in mining, building, labor, and/or mechanics?
Well, mining, I try to go mining on my off days, and whenever I can afford to be in the woods. I've got a 2-inch backpackable dredge and Arctic dry suit and rappelling gear, rappel into rapids and stuff like that. As far as building, I build yurts when I'm not in the woods or during the winter. And I also have done hardwood flooring and finished carpentry, built additions on houses, decks, stuff like that.
Mechanics?
Mechanics, if I need a mechanic, I usually go to a mechanic. Unless I'm in the woods and I need to replace a part of my dredge, or if one of the tools breaks in the shop. As far as car mechanics, not really my thing. But replacing brushes and saws,
okay, tell a story about the most dangerous experience you've had in the wilderness of Alaska.
Most dangerous experience? Well, hiking down bear trails is kind of scary, but it's not really too dangerous if you're making noise and stuff. Let's see, hiking on the glaciers is kind of dangerous, but that's not really too exciting.
You're lucky you haven't had any close calls.
Yeah, no, I follow bear trails around. That's kind of scary enough, but it's not really, we try to make noise as we're walking and grunt, sing, whatever. And so yeah, that's not really too bad. Hiking in the wilderness, it could be dangerous, but I think the most dangerous thing is just going down that road.
Yeah, Seward Highway.
Yeah, Seward Highway. All those crazy tourists trying to pass motorhomes and stuff.
Explain to us why you think having a female boss would be difficult. Include a story of a bad female boss you once had to deal with, if applicable.
Well, since my female boss is interviewing me,
this should be good.
No, I don't think I've ever had any female bosses.
Why would it be difficult to work for a female boss?
It depends on
the female boss.
Yeah, it depends on what time of the season it is and why. Some people are. I'm kind of more of a peacekeeper, rather than an agitator. But when some people are crazy and irritated, then sometimes you need to be able to calm them down or explain to them the way that it works properly. My mom is probably the craziest female I can deal with, and she's not that bad. But, she has her moments. But no, it's all about being able to talk to somebody in a peaceful voice and to try to get them to see the light rather than be irritated. But I don't know why, on a show like this, I'm not really too sure.
Yeah. Tell us why it's important to have a lot of experience when running a gold mine.
Well, see, you kind of need experience to do gold mining because it's in a certain area. It's all deposited. There's also veins. And, to see or possibly look at the land in a different way and the way it could be 100 years ago or 100,000 years ago. Gold's been there for a long time and it's settled. It's usually 6 to 8 times as heavy as the minerals around it, like typical granite and stuff like that it forms in. The quartz and the gold are, heaviest. As far as running a whole mining operation and being an unexperienced girl from, the lower 48, you kind of need, experience. I definitely
tell us why a miner laborer has to be strong, focused, and tough.
Well, strong and focused, tough. I think those are all kind of one and the same thing. But if you're going to be mining, it's a lot of long hours, hard labor, and at the end of the day, you could be eating and tired, and then a bear wanders into your camp, and what are you going to do then? The moose are almost just as dangerous as the bears are, depending on what they're doing, and
Have you ever had a dangerous work-related situation?
Dangerous work-related situation. Like working in a dangerous, I don't know.
How was the seas when you came back from doing the yurts?
Oh, yeah, I suppose that's more fun. You know?
Yeah.
Danger and adventure
I
and
think
pleasure, it's pretty close to mine there. You know, if you're going to go off into the wilderness,
you gotta like it,
right? And, you know, rough seas, I mean, red caps and stuff like that, it's not too bad. A little bit of wind.
How do your friends describe you, and what do you think about it? Wild, bossy, rough around the edges?
Probably wild and bossy, but I try not to be too bossy. I try to ask people rather than demand, because it usually gets a better response out of people. As far as crazy, I believe that I can build an amphitheater based on mining gold. So you need to have a crazy ambition in life, but what else are you doing with your life? To do something you want to achieve, and I'd rather build an amphitheater than just throw a couple big concerts for everybody to come dance. That seems like a good idea.
Would you stand up to your boss if she or he were in the wrong?
If you're in the wrong, you're in the wrong. And there's certain ways of standing up to or passive-aggressively teaching somebody how they're wrong. A lot of times people are wrong and they don't understand why.
Yeah.
And if you're in the mode of I'm right, you're wrong, then usually you could wait 20 minutes and then eventually someone usually comes around to the point where they're like, oh well, it won't actually work like that. You're right. It's a humbling experience for everybody, but to teach humility, that's something in life that you should go about kindly.
What are your feelings on Southern Californians coming up to Alaska?
Well, I was born in San Diego, so if you're looking for the adventure, this is a place to get it. You know, when I first came up here, I didn't actually think that you could, or that, I thought before I came that I was ready to go off into the woods by myself. And then as soon as I get here, I realize all the things I don't know. And, if you're going to come up here and do a greenhorn or a taco or whatever, take your time and try to be kind of like a sponge. Absorb a little bit from everywhere, and then you might be able to have a well-rounded idea of how not to get yourself killed in the woods.
Will 5 women raised in Newport Beach, California have any adjusting to Alaska life, both mentally and physically?
Yeah, the sun in the summertime, beautiful. The winter and the darkness, it's hand in hand. You know, I kind of enjoy the winter time where the summer is also beautiful, and to be able to sleep in the morning till 10 and then watch the sun come up and drink your coffee, that's kind of nice in the middle of winter. But in the middle of summer, it's like the sun doesn't go down till 2 in the morning, then it's back up at 5. You're like, sweet, gotta love it. But yeah, adjusting to Alaska, I would have to say you're gonna have some adjusting to do. But if you like outdoors and you like the natural beauty of untouched wonders, I mean, it's kind of the place to be. Southern California is a little bit too highly densely populated for me. And
are there a lot of female prospectors in Alaska?
Not really. I mean, most of them are guys. There might be a few out there. I've only maybe met 1 or 2. But I think they were wives of different gold miners. So there's kind of like a community gold mining expedition.
Is there a reason there aren't more?
Yeah, because you're out in the middle of the woods, and most girls aren't really are kind of more girly type opposed to rugged in the woods type. You know, luckily I'm a guy and I can grow a beard, and mosquitoes don't eat me because they stay off my face. You know, you got gloves on and stuff like that, but to be perfumey and super clean, and the bugs are going to eat you alive. So make sure you bring some deep. That stuff just soaks into your hands. It's kind of gross.
Okay, is there a reason why there aren't a lot more women prospectors in Alaska?
Yeah, it's probably because of bugs and the outdoors and the comforts of life. I mean, if you want to go rough it, it's kind of a rough it situation. I mean, to have a little blow up air mattress is nice and a fire, but you definitely don't have super big mattresses and fluffy pillows and stuff like that. That's the reason. It's because you gotta rough it.
Is October cold in Teller?
Yes.
What's the animal situation between Nome and Teller? Grizzly bears, moose, wolves?
all the above. I mean, there's oxen and I think they might even have deer out that way. Caribou and rabbits. I mean, if you're up for rabbits.
Do you need firearms for protection? Yeah.
Totally.
Are you okay both teaching women and working alongside them in a search for gold?
If you're up to go for adventure time, I'd be glad to show you how to mine gold, do it properly without getting yourself hurt or someone else around you.
Can you protect them from the elements they'll encounter?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you have a fire and stuff like that, it's all about knowing how to build a fire.
Right.